So I've witnessed a natural progression of lawn care companies, and I'm assuming that most of the guys on here are from the lawn care community. I made a lot of good friends there and enjoy all of them. I actually like watching the videos, I like the equipment, I love the tools, and like watching what everybody's doing. But I've seen the natural progression in lawn care, especially around my area. What I can see is they go from mowing lawns to wanting to do excavation, to doing hardscaping, and eventually end up with 10-wheelers and excavators and big equipment and lots of bills and lots of responsibilities. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. I have close friends of mine that are all in the excavation business. My brother's a hardscaper, he's a stonemason. My grandfather was a stonemason, my father, and for most of my life I did stonemasonry as well. But the progression of a lawn care guy sometimes puts them in the position that they want to make more money running bigger equipment. And they can do that. While I was unloading these tools, wanting to possibly make a video on high quality hand tools, I started thinking about this and how a certain aspect of landscaping is overlooked almost always, and that's in horticultural services. People seem to run away from it, and I don't understand why. The more I talk with nursery owners and landscape architects, designers, and other landscaping companies, larger landscaping companies who don't have the staff to put on these properties where you're high maintenance, rose pruning, plant pruning, topiary, garden care, plant health care. They don't have the guys to do those jobs, and they're having a hard time finding them. They're having a hard time finding guys to do the horticultural service. Guys or girls, doesn't matter. I'm not anybody to find to do the work. Knowledgeable, with experience. So I think it's definitely something to look for. And when everybody is walking in a certain direction and no one's walking in the other direction, someone should start to look at that, start going in that direction, start going towards plant knowledge, plant experience. And before you know it, you're going to be in high demand, and you're going to be demanding higher wages. Because when you have a service that no one else or very few other people can provide, you're no longer a commodity. And like it or not, lawn maintenance is a commodity. Now we can always set ourselves apart by having clean trucks and uniforms and answering the phone when we're supposed to and doing all the things that everybody tells us to do and showing up with our clean clothes on to see the jobs. And man, that's all great advice and something that we should always go towards. But in the end, you're mowing a lawn that someone else can mow. So you're kind of always looking at that $5 to $10 range where you have to be in to be competitive to get that job. And motivation also comes into play when if someone else has 2 or 3 other houses in that neighborhood, they're going to probably be cheaper just to own that neighborhood. So in horticultural services, you're spending more time on a property. You're going in and you're doing pruning, you're probably spending 2 or 3 hours on a property instead of 5-10 minutes, 20 minutes, half hour. And you're never losing. Now you can do that many ways. You can have it set up as a yearly contract, monthly contract, weekly contract. You can do it on an hourly rate where they're only paying you for the time you're there. But you're never losing because you're doing work that's always going to happen. There's always going to be weeds. There's always going to be pruning to be done. It's a never-ending work. You don't have to look for more work constantly. You don't have to spend constant money on marketing. And if your name becomes in demand and you become known in the community for being good at this work, the nurseries are going to recommend you. Other landscaping companies, landscape architects, because these companies are putting in working on multi-million dollar homes, putting in hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s worth of landscaping on them. Now, I'm not talking about the uber rich. I know people don't like to work for the uber rich, and I've never had issues with them, but there are a few that aren't any good. I'm talking about customers that just love their properties and would rather spend whatever thousands of dollars per year maintaining that property than possibly going on a vacation. So there are those people out there. There's not a lot of them, but most of us are owner-operators. Most of us like to go out and do work. Most of us like to work smart and hard. And incidentally, I could make a video on that alone. So if you are that kind of person, you might want to look into Horticultural Services and see if you like it. Because if you like it, there's a lot of opportunity in it. You know, but if you like excavation and you like the hardscaping, man, do that too. See what you like to do, see what makes you wake up in the morning, but don't discount the gardens. There's a lot of people out there looking for gardeners, and they're not around. So guys, have fun out there, enjoy yourselves, work smart. Don't worry about how hard you work, but work smart. Talk to you guys later.